East Dundee's regular meeting of the Board of Trustees dated Monday, June 3rd, 2024. I have 7:38. Catherine, will you take the roll?
Trustee Mahoney? Here. Trustee Coonsey?
Present.
Trustee Britton?
Here.
Trustee Saviano's not here. Trustee Triber?
Here.
Trustee Sauter?
Here.
And President Lineham.
Here. If you rise with me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. All right, that's going to take us to our public comment section. Is anybody in the audience would like to address the board on either an agenda or non-agenda item? Could even be water related. Anything at all?
I think Catherine's killing.
Yes, if you'd like to address the board on something,
At the podium?
Just come to the podium.
please, yeah. The floor is yours. Just your name and address, please.
I live at 107 North Van Buren, and so we're right next to the property. Three houses, the old Lutheran, what do you call it, the old schoolhouse. We're right next to them, and then there's another property. But we were just wondering if we don't have a problem with it. We're new to town, we've been here 5 months. But we're wondering if it's possible to put in a barrier. Maybe like a lot of places have, these barriers, fences or whatever, that would separate the parking lot from these three properties.
Are you talking like a landscape berm?
Landscape.
Of some-
A berm, I don't
some
know if
sort of
there's gonna
buffer?
be, I mean, a berm would be okay. I don't know if there's gonna be space for that. I think it's pretty
Probably not, yeah.
tight space. So, in a lot of, toll roads, you'll see the big retaining walls.
Oh, I
or
see what
wall
you're saying,
spill,
yeah.
something like
Structure.
that. Just a structure, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just a proposal, it's just a question.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely consider that. I don't know, I think there has been some talk of
Has there?
some sort of barrier between, but right now I know easement's the question.
Yeah.
Because it's private property very close to that line, so
Right.
how that would all work out is
Yeah.
a debate or.
Construction begins in July, is that right?
Yeah, the shovel goes in the ground next month, early, so.
Okay.
To be clear, we have not yet approved the contract for the garage yet.
Right.
Just so
Okay.
you know, but That's targeted as well.
Right, okay.
Thank you. Sir,
So, Michael Hank, I live at 316 Jackson Street. Did you just say the shovel goes in the ground next month?
it is slated to.
Yeah. Is it for the structure itself, the two-story structure, or just surface parking?
The structure.
I just want to restate what Scott said. We have not approved it yet. This has not been approved.
Yeah, if it
Minutes,
proceeds.
right, on the agenda, it's not approved yet.
It is,
No, if it's approved, that's the possible starting
Sounds like
date.
it's approved, Mr. President.
I can,
I'm taking it you're against it.
Well, I'm against the structure itself, yeah. Surface parking would be fine. If it was all just surface.
Pros and cons that go with that. If you'd
Yeah.
like, we could have a conversation with it, because I don't know if you're aware of what the cons would be, but we can discuss it offline.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that some other time.
That would be great. Thank you. Okay. Any other comments, questions, anything? Seeing none? Okay, that's going to take us to a public hearing. So we're going to open up this public hearing for a request to rezone 309 Jackson Street, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118, pin 03-23-320-006, from R3 Single Family Residence District to B1 Downtown Business District as described in section 157.51. And then second will be in conjunction with a request to rezone the property, a request for a special use permit for parking lot commercial as described in section 157.050F1G3 to be located at 309 Jackson Street, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118, pin 03-23-320-006 in the R3 Single Family Residence District and to be located at 304 Hill Street, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118, pin 03-23-320-001 in the B1 Downtown Business District.
do we not need a motion to open
you don't need a motion to open the hearing.
So we have a public hearing. Would anybody like to address?
Testify.
Testify.
Testify, yes.
Yes, you'll need to be sworn in. If anybody would like to. Catherine?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Frank Scarpelli, 9 Summit Street, East Dundee. I'm coming with comments or similar comments to which I've emailed all of you and/or were made at the public hearing of the planning and zoning. I guess one new comment, you guys are approving a special use permit as we did at the planning and zoning level. However, you're approving it for a parking lot. Do we not need to create a parking structure?
I don't know if that nomenclature is critical. Kelly, is that going to be a
It's
problem?
for parking lot commercial. That's what this is. It's a commercial parking structure, so it's, within the confines of the definition of the code.
Okay.
Okay.
And then just the other thing, from the presentation that was just given about all the infrastructure in town with water mains and essentially the village's side from the main to the Buffalo Box.
Well, I'm sorry, this is only for the mayor, just for the
The
special
structure.
use and,
Right.
yeah.
But you can finish your thought quickly, Frank.
Well, it's just essentially just all the debt that we're going to incur for all of that infrastructure, aging infrastructure in the village. We're going to incur debt for this parking structure. While the village has done a wonderful job in the last few years of retiring debt, the illustrations that have been part of your agenda packets have shown the IEPA loans and the general obligation bonds, and that's somewhere around a $10 or $11 million number. However, our audit shows we are in debt $36 million. So it's just a lot of debt that we're incurring, and with some of the infrastructure projects coming up, water mains, things of that nature, we'll be approaching $50 million of debt.
A lot of that is incurred through pension obligation, ongoing, and
But it's
things
still,
that...
it's still debt.
Well, it is.
We still have to pay it. Those policemen are due their pensions, and they're the lion's share of it. But
Right.
it is still debt that our TIFs are running out, or not running out, but they're running their course. And Prairie Lakes is done. That's closed now. Granted, we can reopen them, but when we reopen them, we're going to release all the increment that's in there, and then we'll have to have more new growth in order to create new increment. So I just, it's all in your hands. I'm just pointing out some obvious facts. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. Would anybody else like to address the board? Okay, seeing none.
Let's move on.
I'm-
Close the
I'll
hearing.
Close the hearing. We don't need a motion to do that, correct? Thank you. Okay, thank you all. That's going to take us to our consent agenda. If I could have a motion.
I will move to accept the warrants list in the amount of $118,276,000.47, and also move to approve a resolution accepting public improvements for the High Street development located at 1191 East Main Street and reducing the letter of credit, LOC, to $12,462,000.45 for 15 months.
Second.
Okay, I've got a question on item B. Joe, in order to reduce this letter of credit, has there been, we're reducing this bond to this amount, correct? That's correct. Okay, that's because the punch list still exists, and, or has that been cleared up?
Punch list is clear.
Okay,
If actually want to retire, and have posted a check.
okay. So essentially, if the punch list is done, what do we need the letter of credit to do?
It's for maintenance, so if anything pops up for this 15 months, then we
It'll
can
cover
go
it.
against it.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any questions, comments on the consent agenda? Catherine?
Trustee Britton?
Yes.
Trustee Triber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
And Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
All right, that'll take us to our other agenda items. Let's start out with item A, obviously, if I could have a motion.
I'll move to approve the finding of fact for regarding a request to rezone 309 Jackson Street, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118, pin 0323320006 from R3 Single Family Residence to B1 Downtown Business District.
Second.
Questions, comments?
Does seem like there's no residence there, and it is in the downtown, so it's
True.
appropriate.
Makes sense.
Do we need to do anything? I know during planning and zoning meetings, the findings of fact is a whole thing, since this is just sort of a
It's already in the packet.
redo. Or okay.
This is above and beyond.
This is above and beyond the necessary, okay.
Catherine?
Trustee Britton?
Yes.
Trustee Triber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
And Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, that'll take us to item B, if we could have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance rezoning 309 Jackson Street, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118, pin 0323320006 from R3 Single Family Residence District to B1 Downtown Business District.
Second.
Questions, comments? Anybody? Nothing.
No, this is good.
Catherine?
Trustee Britton?
Yes.
Trustee Triber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
And Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, then that'll take us to item C, if we could have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve findings of fact regarding a special use permit for the parking garage for the properties located at 309 Jackson Street, pin 0323320006, and 304 Hill Street, pin 0323320001, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118.
Second.
Okay, second, got it. Questions, comments? Anything?
So this is specific for a parking garage?
This is for the special use permit, the findings of fact.
Findings of fact.
Okay, so this is different than what we had the public hearing on. I'm sorry.
No, it's all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
The language seemed a little.
Oh, I
it's
think
like
there might be a typo there,
The next item.
but it's in the ordinance.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
finding of facts.
it's the garage versus as
Parking lot.
Yes.
lot, structure, garage. I just want to make sure that it's.
So we'll just note
all
for the
of it.
record that we'll just make sure the ordinance reflects the
Garage.
actual, yeah. Well, no, that it reflects the actual use, which is under the code, parking lot commercial
Parking
slash
lot
garage.
commercial.
Yeah.
So for this specifically, are we saying that it has to be a garage?
We're saying it's under the parking lot commercial use,
Okay.
yes.
So it's going to be parking or commercial?
Yes.
But it's not, approving this doesn't mean we're saying we have to build a garage on that.
I hate that it says garage.
No, that's the conversation.
So this is for the use of the use is defined under the text is parking lot commercial, and that's what that's what requires a special use. It is for
Okay.
the garage, but it's a commercial parking structure.
Right, so, okay, I think I've got it.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else? Catherine?
Trustee Britton?
Present.
Trustee Triber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, and that'll take us to item D, if we could have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance granting a special use permit for parking garage for the properties located at 309 Jackson Street, pin 0323320006, and 304 Hill Street, pin 0323320001, East Dundee, Illinois, 60118, as described in section 157050F1G3 of the zoning ordinance.
Second.
Questions, comments, discussion? Seeing none. Catherine?
Trustee Britton?
Present.
Trustee Triber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney? Yes. Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, and that'll take us to our reports. I will start out, a lot of activity over the last week or so. Starting with the Northern Kane County Chamber of Commerce, we had the Mayor's Breakfast, and that's an annual event that East Dundee, West Dundee, Carpentersville, Sleepy Hollow, and Gilbert's taken part in. Everybody kind of giving the state of the village, if you will. Very well attended, and we really appreciate Melissa's and her team's effort on that. Second was the 65th anniversary celebration for Santa's Village, and that was a lot of fun as well. We had a little ribbon cutting. Melissa, again, facilitated that for us, and it was, I learned a lot, actually, about the history of things I didn't know about Santa's Village when I was there, so that was interesting. And then we also had the 125th anniversary celebration for Warner Troost, which now makes that, since the Hager Pottery business has closed, the oldest continually running operation in the village of East Dundee at 125 years. I spoke to Erica about this. We're going to put a proclamation together for them so that they can we'll frame it for them and mount it, and it will recognize that fact. And then additionally, I don't know if you all got an email from the Park District on the golf course. The Bonnie Dundee Golf Course is going to be celebrating its 100th anniversary. And it's part of the town, so that'll be exciting. I believe that's on June 22nd. Unfortunately, I will be out of town for that. At least I'm slated to be. So if anybody would want to take part in that, feel free. That would be great. Then we had our Thirsty Thursday. I understand Colin's tent was a big hit from Tequila Valves, very well attended, so that was a good thing. And finally, I sent out an email to the board concerning candidates for several committees, so you can take a look at that. Let me know if you have any questions. Information went out, emails, phone numbers, and so forth. So you can contact those candidates and proceed accordingly. And and there was one last comment that I just wanted to extend well wishes to Denise Richardson. She's a counterpart trustee in the village of Carpentersville. She's come down ill, and Umberto Garcia had put together, he's a fellow trustee, an event for a fundraiser to help augment expenses and so forth, and so our thoughts and prayers are with her and her family. And that is all I have, so why don't we start out with Andy?
No report, thank you.
Okay, Rich.
No report.
Great. Scott? No report. All righty. Kathleen?
Thirsty Thursday was great. We've got other new events coming up, so that was a great start to it. With regards to your email, I did receive your email, and I will reach out to them, but I would also like Bronco to forward their applications as
They should have all submitted them, so
Great.
they told me that they have, so.
I'll check.
Yeah.
That was for the depot and PZ?
No, the PZ I'm waiting on, but Depot and Police Commission.
Gotcha. All right, thanks.
Is that it, Kathleen?
Thank you.
Great.
That's it.
Sarah?
There is an event for a West Dundee police officer coming up
Yeah.
at Black and Gray the 22nd, I think, of this month, fundraiser. And I had something else, and I'm in cold brain fog, so no more report.
I've been there. Okay, thanks. Kelly? what you got?
Just really quickly, so the title of that one ordinance said parking garage. It was a Scrivener's error. The body of the ordinance is parking lot commercial, as does all the notices, so we'll just make a correction on that title. So that's where the confusion lied.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Joe?
No report.
Phil? No report. And Bronco?
I'm going to pass something from Brandes. She reached out to everyone, and if she hasn't done so already, she will. Just polling the availability of the board members for the upcoming strategic plan meetings with NIU in September.
Got it.
I'm sorry, can I do my thing?
Sure.
Just the one that I brain fog cleared for half a second.
No problem.
Thank you. Fireworks this Saturday off the bridge.
Yeah,
That was the thing.
yeah. And Duke's Blues and Barbecue.
Yeah, so Duke's has his festival in Carpentersville. We've got fireworks off the footbridge. It will be a busy
Something
weekend.
happening.
Yep.
And Mayor, before we adjourn, just because I don't want there to be any confusion at all. So the agenda said motion to approve a special use permit for a parking garage. It is for a parking lot commercial.
Okay.
So if you want to redo, we can redo the motion before we adjourn. If we think it's going to be an issue, I just don't want there to be any confusion.
Well, with the noted amendment, is there necessary to bring it back?
And it's not as long as the board agrees that they understood that the ordinance was for parking lot commercial.
I would change my vote to yes.
So yes, let's do the vote again.
So we need a motion to reconsider then from the prevailing side. So is there a motion to
I
reconsider?
mean, I guess I voted present, which
That was on the findings of fact one?
which would take the.
So that's
whole-
fine. So anyone who voted yes can just make a motion to reconsider now. We can just reconsider the vote.
Make a motion to reconsider.
Is there a second?
Okay.
So is there, now this is the vote on the motion to reconsider. So you could just do a vote on the motion to reconsider.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
Trustee Britton?
Yes.
Trustee Schreiber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
And Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
Okay, now, the motion, I need someone to
So-
make a motion to amend the special
And
use.
what is the,
So it's a motion
Phrase.
to approve an ordinance granting a special use permit for a parking lot commercial.
parking lot commercial? Okay, so I will move. So wait.
To
am
amend
I-
my motion?
I'm just amending the motion.
So you're amending the motion to
Yeah.
include
Okay,
parking,
rephrase.
it'll be a parking structure in the,
Yeah.
but zoned
Okay,
for a
so
parking lot
I will move to
commercial.
amend the motion previously made for item D to now state that it is a special use permit for a parking
Lot commercial.
slash commercial for the properties located at 309 Jackson Street.
And then to vote on that motion as amended.
And then we will revote as amended. But it needs a second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Sorry.
Trustee Britton?
Yes.
Trustee Schreiber?
Yes.
Trustee Sauter?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
And Trustee Coonsey?
Yes.
And just to be crystal clear, that a parking garage is still acceptable.
Yes, it
Under
was,
that
it was
zoning.
literally a
Yes.
typo in the title of, I don't want there to be any problems.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, I don't believe we're going to be going into an executive session, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you all for coming, appreciate it. It was a long one, we got through it.
And it's 8 o'clock sharp.
I can't see.